fight tooth and nail to try and make sure other people are. I don't want anybody to go through this. So I'm going to be trying to be useful and try and make people happy because God knows I can't be.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to be.
Louis, can I step in? Do you mind if I take that bottle and
Oh,
put it
sure,
here?
that's entirely fine.
I'll put it just there, like that if you want to pass it.
I must say again, this is a lovely sofa.
It is the perfect sofa. What kind of your passions, Libby? What do you like to do?
I don't know. I draw. I try and be useful where I can. I do public speaking, which you can imagine hurts like hell because of my sensory stuff, but I do it because I get a very over the top reaction. I make people emotional. If someone's actively struggling, long story thought, I'm good at being emotional. I've got the input for it, unfortunately. So I go around describing autism and various autistic traits and people I've been through. The things I experience are a bit too extreme. I've been told most people that experience this are non-verbal or not really in a state where they can interact with reality. Lucky. So apparently I'm very useful for speaking for people that can't really speak. I'm very unique, which isn't a good thing in my experience. It hurts so much, but at least I can do something with it.
I guess kind of everyone is different.
Everybody is different, but it's saying something like that. It's like saying someone with Down syndrome, everybody is different. This hurts, and this controls my life. I can't do anything without being in pain. I'm stuck in my room. I don't have any friends. I can't go out and interact with people. What I do, which is I go out and give presentations, I love to do it because I hope it helps and I'm told it helps, but it's complete agony. This stuff defines my existence and has made me what I am today. I lost all my friends. I broke down in school. I went through so much because of this stuff, and it's something that there's no cure for. And nobody really knows what's going on. I am irritatingly weird when it comes to autism. I am a freak of freaks, if you will. All my traits are so out there, and it's annoying because it hurts.
It's this interesting thing that you talk about the fact that it's not an illness, it's not something that can be cured.
Unfortunately.
Is it something that you would take away if you could?
No, because look at it this way. At least I know I can help people. At least I know I've experienced a lot of stuff that is not nice, and I don't want other people to experience through. And I've learned lessons and made mistakes, and at least I can educate other people on what I've done and the really stupid things I did when I was coping with, and the things that actually worked. At least I can try and talk through this with people and help them, because I don't want anybody to experience this. Even if I didn't have this and I was given the option to have it again, I would take that in a heartbeat, because I know how important this is and I know how painful it can be. I don't want anybody to feel this.
That's funny. Like one of the myths that we've got down here is that people with autism have no empathy, and it's clear that's not the case for you. How would you respond to somebody who said that?
Well, it's very understandable how someone got to that deduction. Lots of people with autism don't have any perception of body language or tone of voice, and I've met plenty of really nice people, but they don't have any friends because they're unintentionally rude constantly, and they never notice when somebody's brooding store cancer. They don't upset them with them unless they directly tell them, because they don't understand body language. Luckily, I just didn't give a damn, so they drew to me like magnets. And it's like, it was so depressing because they were really nice people, but just everybody just shunned them and judged them and pushed them out. And it's like, just, please take some time and don't be judgmental, and just try and get to know a person before immediately writing them off.
Do you think that in society in general, there's a perception that people people lump everyone with autism together?
Well, I would say it's such a wide disorder, and I'm not sure, it's not incredibly widely known or like, oh, I know that's a thing, what is that? It's certainly in the mental health industry with like the diagnosis is getting all rammed together and so much stuff I've been through. I hate psychiatrists. I would say on a medical level, yes, the definitions are being put together and lots of groups are being amalgamated into one, even if they've got completely different traits. But on a personal, person-by-person level, I just don't think they know enough about it to really make such a assertion.
How do you feel if somebody says, something like you've got a mental illness?
Well, it feels like it, but that's me. Most autistic people aren't in constant pain. I'm an oddball. I personally wouldn't. There's a lot of connotations, and it's like special and freak mean the exact same thing. It's just the way you look at it. There's a lot of there's a lot of words with a lot of history behind them, and like retard and spastic and all that horrible stuff. And there's a lot of judgmental, really nasty things that can be done. But there's also a lot of pain. I feel like those things are true for me. That might be because I have this self-esteem that's so low it's knocking out minors. But I feel like I am a freak. I feel like that I am like wrong and shouldn't exist and everything hurts. But I am very, very, very unusual. I freak out specialists so much. When I took the intelligence test, it was hilarious. Apparently I'm in the 98th percentile for something. I can't remember what. It's clearly not memory. Oh dear.
Would you say that, do you feel like antisocial, or is...
I love people. I want people to be happy. Being around them hurts me because of sensory stuff. I can't be around them. I want them to be happy, but I'm terrified I won't work well in those situations because I just haven't been in any. I can't really be in them because it hurts so much. So I want people to be happy and I want to be useful, but I don't know how, and I get very panicky in social situations because I don't know how functional I'll be, and I'm just worried I'll be stupid or silly or weird. Well, to be honest, I think those are probably a given, but whatever.
Do you feel shy in those kind of situations, or is it just the pain that...
I want people to be happy. I just want people to be happy. I'm not. I don't know. That's the only thing that really goes through my head when I interact with people. I just want people to be happy. I don't know if I'm good at it, but I'm going to give it my best shot.
And so what about the myth of people with autism being kind of badly behaved?
Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. I'm in an autistic school, and lots of doors get kicked down. It's quite a noisy place. People with autism usually have to deal with fair amount more stress than the average Joe, for various reasons, whether it be sensory, maybe not understanding body language, or a lot more abstract, not being able to understand certain concepts or routines or OCD and stuff like that. Just think of autistic symptoms and then think of the symptoms of someone that's had a bucket of stress dumped over them, because they're typically way more stressed out than the average Joe. Look at me, for example.
Do you think people misunderstand the behaviour?
To a degree.
And do they think that sort of an autistic person acting badly when they don't mean to?
And they're just bad. There is certainly that with some of the body language people, because they just don't know they've done something wrong, because they only know they've done something wrong if someone directly tells them. And people absolutely love to brood, so that doesn't work out well. There's like, I would say so to a degree. I've certainly had lots of people with my sensory stuff when it was first starting to get bad, who were just like, oh, he's just badly behaved. Oh, he just doesn't like being in class. And then it started to develop more, and then it got a bit more extreme, and then everybody just sort of panicked and shoved me around a lot with lots of different people. I've went through so many people. All of them didn't help. it was sad. They weren't very happy. They tried so many things and they just got sad because nothing worked. I'm not, yeah, whatever.
Okay, that's so. You know, there's also this perception that maybe people with autism are dangerous in some way.
Well, I would say the danger that you would attribute to anybody under high levels of stress, certainly. I wouldn't say this is universal for all people with autism because I've met plenty of people wandering around places like this who have autism and get on perfectly fine. Well, I'm not sure about perfectly, but certainly get on maybe better than most people. But autistic people, it depends. This is such a wide spectrum, and you're asking just this question when there are so many different diagnoses and so many people out there. I can't give an answer to this because there will be autistic people which will be a danger to themselves and others, and there will be autistic people which are probably safer to be around than you. It's such a wide spectrum. Making sweeping answers like this is impossible.
I think that's exactly the point. It's the idea that, you know, there's so much variation and everyone is different. Each individual case is different. Would you say that, you know, is there anything that you get particularly frustrated by or angry with?
I don't know. I just want people. I don't feel angry. I just want people to be happy. I'm kind of hilarious when I'm being bullied. It's like, oh, okay then, and then the person just says it again or throws the thing. It's like, oh, I have a rubber now. Thank you for throwing the rubber. Why did you do that? It's like, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. There's a lot of stuff like going quite deep into the mental health side of it with specialists that I'm relatively easy to deal with than most quite severe cases, so I spend a lot of time chatting with specialists about certain stuff, and we just usually end up complaining about the state of the mental health industry, which is, well, it's probably a massive waste of time, but it's kind of fun, so we get on. But I wouldn't say one aspect. There's a lack of research on all fronts. It's so rare that I wouldn't say a lack of awareness is really an issue because it's so rare and different case by case that I wouldn't say educating people would be a worthwhile thing money-wise because you're unlikely to meet somebody with that, and if you do that, unlikely to be anything you've ever heard of. So, surprisingly, nothing really annoys me. There's stuff that probably should, but I'm very hard to annoy.
So, like, you know, there's a perception that you know, people with autism won't be able to succeed in life.
Well, I wouldn't disagree. I've talked to teachers who've dealt with lots of autistic people, and people tell stuff to me that they really probably shouldn't, and I know a lot of confidential information about other autistic people because people use my sessions to see me de-stress because I'm nice, apparently. I'm not sure. I hope so. But I know the school I'm going to now, the person I was talking to say at least only one in five of his kids he knows is going to go on and he thinks is actually going to go on and make a life for themselves. He thinks the rest are just going to live off benefits or do something terrible, and it's another sweeping statement. There are certainly some autistic people which will function well in life and are bloody gifted and intelligent and smart, but there are also some autistic people which they can be quite gifted but quite broken. It's another sweeping statement. I just can't give you an answer because it's too large of a field. I'm not even sure if I'm going to have a life myself. Everything hurts so much, and
What's your dream? Like, what do you want to do?
I just want to make people as happy as I possibly can, and I don't. It was really funny when we were doing a kind of lesson plan. So, Louis, what do you want to achieve at the school? I just want to make people happy. Can you be more specific, people? Not specific people. Can you be more specific, Louis? I just want to make people happy. I mean, a little more specific, like a subject. I just want to make people happy. That's kind of my thing. I really care about people. I've been through so much and I don't want anybody to experience this. And even though this hurts like hell, I will go through whatever I can to try and make sure that somebody has a glimmer of understanding of, or at least if I brighten up someone's day somehow or manage to stop some of the stuff that's happened to me, I will be happy, because that's the only thing I care about, is stopping the pain that's happening.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that I think everything you're saying is really good, and I think there's a lot of kind of interesting insights in there. And I wondered if we could talk about kind of relationships with other people.
I don't have any. I don't have any friends. I can't be around people. I don't know anybody. I don't know how people are meant to act. I don't know anything.
What about with your kind of family?
I can't be around them very much because it hurts. I'm very, very nocturnal because it's quiet at night and everything's really still, and I love the night. It's beautiful and nice and quiet and still. I can't really be around people too much, and also I stress people out. I'm not going to say anything bad about my stepdad because I'm on camera, so no, don't do that, Louis. But